My name is Dr. Maria Jesu Estrada, and I'm running for grievance chair on the Restore Democracy Caucus slate. And I've always been active. I've always been pro-labor. Ever since I was a little girl, I understood the importance of unions because my father was a poor farm worker and he didn't have one. And so when I came to the city colleges, I was very excited. And I came in during the time of the strike in 2004, and I would go on the strike line and picket way beyond my scheduled time, through the rain, through the cold. And since then, I became active right from the start. I know the current chapter chair was excited that somebody was stepping up, but then I became the social chair. Before that, I was a scholarship committee chair. I would help Phil. I would go with him to EEOs. I would meet with the president. And when he retired, I was ready to take on the role as chapter chair. Now, I've been the chapter chair for over 3 years. But in that time, I've constantly fought for my members because that's what the times demand. There are attacks every week. So I go to equal employment opportunity hearings, OIG hearings, I file grievances, I do mediations, I defend my people at participatory hearings pretty successfully. My first week on the job, just right on, I had to do a pre-dis for a security guard, and I won that fight. Just last week, I filed another grievance for a professional whose seniority was not respected. So we have wins both in the grievance process and outside, and I think that's important to maintain that spirit, not just in terms of defending my sisters and brothers in the city, but in the suburbs as well. There are a number of suburban sisters and brothers who feel very disenfranchised, who don't feel our local has represented them, and it should. And one of the things that I hope to do as grievance chair is not only to continue to fight and defend. I think it's important to be in constant communication with the grievance chairs and the chapter chairs, to have at least monthly meetings to strategize, to train new grievance chairs, to teach them fundamental things like how to write a step one grievance, how to win a fight, how to pull information back, when to put it in, very fundamental things that we need to talk about, and often we don't. Now, there are times we can't get into specifics, that's true, but anyway, when it comes to training people how to fight, when it comes to working together, I think that's fundamental. And they are the first line of defense, so it's important that they're ready for battle. The other thing that I think is important is to be in communication with our members. Now, I currently have a blog that I work on diligently, but I think it's important to have open lines of communications so members know what's coming, so they know how to respond. There's a growing issue in the suburbs and the city colleges where scheduling is not respected, and this is an issue we need to respond to. Now, as a grievance chair, I value the contract. We should fight for it. But I don't think we need to be constrained by the contract. If there's an issue that falls supposedly outside of the purview, like, for example, this biometrics issue, we need to have creative ways of battling those situations. Now, I've spoken to the board numerous times to oppose biometrics. I tried doing media campaigns, talking to the press, but I need more support. But these are the kinds of campaigns that I would help our union put together and really fight, really, because I don't want to come in every day fingerprinting when I come to work. I don't think any of you would tolerate that on your campuses. I would fight issues in the suburbs too if need be, and just be creative, but be together when it comes to these battles, because we've been apart for far too long. Now, you have a choice in March. I'm not going to tell you how to vote, but I believe that we have an opportunity to truly democratize our union. That has always been my goal as chapter chair. I try to get my members involved, to bring in new leadership, much more than going to a fancy banquet or attending a meeting. People need to be prepared. People need to have ownership of their union, and they need to know that the local leadership is there to support them. That's what I'll be there to do, to restore faith in our union again. And Restore Democracy Caucus, if you knew my sisters and brothers like I do, they are amazing, and they will do that job that you have been longing for. They're going to put this union back on the map like it hasn't been for 20 years. We can do this together, but we need your support. I hope in March you vote for me, you vote for my union sisters and brothers in Restore Democracy Caucus, because we will restore democracy once again.